So there's no body dysphoria, there's no vanity, there's no anything relating to that. Okay, now, the other thing that you'd said is that we were diverting people away from TikTok to buy products. Let me be clear to everybody listening. There are no products. There are no lotions, potions, pills, etc. This is based on food and a completely new way of eating. And it is backed and published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So it's completely safe and it's real. Last but not least, you said there was some concern about whether it was original material or copyrighted material. On the website, we do an interview with the #1 weight loss researcher in the world, and he has told us they wanted us to publish their studies on our website, which they've done, or which we've done. So it's available to the general public. It's all out there in the public domain. So everything we're sharing with the general public is medically proven and they can access it, if that makes sense. So anyway, we hope we won't have any more interruptions. So again, good morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you are listening around the world. This podcast is a medical podcast. It's called The New Health Conversation. It's free to go to. There is nothing. We have a website. I'm going to put it in the chat for everybody to see here. It's called The New Health Conversation. Let me put it down in the bottom here if I can. It's called The New Health Conversation. And the purpose is it's a free medical website for you all to go to. And we're already getting likes. Thank you very, very much, everybody. So again, stop dieting. She ditched diets forever, dropped 60 pounds in 90 days with a revolutionary natural detox using real food, no pills, no products, just a new way of eating. And you'll get, in a few minutes, I'm willing to do a free consultation with anybody that would like to. If you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, your current weight, I'll show you. You're going to lose as much weight on this as in 4 days or 6 weeks of any diet any of you have ever been on. So if anybody would like to know, then I will tell you how you can do this. So I'm typing in, let me put in over here for our YouTube other people. Here's the website. I'm posting it for you right now. Conversation, S-A-T-I, that's right. Hopefully it'll post. For some reason it's not posting. Let me show you. You can see the website right there above her head in red. It's called The New Health Conversation. I believe everybody can see that. That is the website where you can go to for free. So Dill Evie, M Brown, FHL, M Brown again, FHL Glow, Mish joined. Hello, everybody. And let's keep tapping on that screen if you like the content. Stop dieting. She ditched diets forever. She dropped 60 pounds in 90 days with a revolutionary natural detox using real food, no pills, no products, just a new way of eating. To my web guys, if they're still around, for some reason that drop 60 pounds in 90 days is very, very difficult to read. Yes, M. Brown, we see it. Okay, great, wonderful. And also, I'm posting it for you, M. Brown, right at the bottom, so you can screenshot it if you want to, okay? But I want to thank all of you for being here already. For the people that are, I noticed that people are coming on for like 2 seconds and leaving. Stop dieting. She ditched diets forever, dropped 60 pounds in 90 days with a revolutionary natural detox using real food, no pills, no products, just a new way of eating. And you can get a free consultation to lose as much weight in 4 days. It would take you 6 weeks of dieting, and it's published and proven in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So what I would ask any of you, if you want, can you tell me in the chat, be it on any of the social media platforms, are you able to, no, by the way, it's not at The New Health Conversation. That's not correct. If you did at The New Health Conversation, you're going to go to my TikTok site, but you're not going to see the medical proof. This is the website. It's just The New Health Conversation. Sorry, everybody. I'm just typing it right in the bottom for you, right there. Hopefully you can all see it. There it goes. The New Health Conversation. I don't know why it didn't post before, but there it is for all of you to see. Okay, so let's talk about any of you that want to know. Would anybody like to know about how much weight they could lose, how fast, and keep it off with this new protocol? Can I get anybody that wants to know? Because apparently, again, we don't have any. You want to know, M. Brown. Okay. So M. Brown, here's how it works. It was first invented by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They were paid for 40 years, M. Brown, to analyze diets. In 40 years, they never found a diet where people lost weight, kept it off, and 2/3 of everybody gained more weight than they lost. It didn't matter what the diet was, because 25 to 40% of what you lose in brown on any diet is your lean muscle mass. When you lose lean muscle mass, three of the most unhealthy things are happening to all of us. One, it slows down your metabolism. That's why you gain all the weight back. Two, when you lose lean muscle, the brain also slows down your own immune system. And three, and more frightening, in the last 2 weeks, they just came out with a big study saying the loss of lean muscle mass when people get older is a leading contributing factor to dementia. So these diets that you think you're on, you maybe have early success, but 25 to 40% of what you're losing is lean muscle mass, and all of these horrible medical things are happening to you that I'm sure you weren't even aware of. M. Brown, let me ask you a question before I go much farther. Are you aware, give me a yes or no, are you aware of anybody on social media, I don't care if it's TikTok, YouTube, etc., with one shred of medical evidence? They're giving you opinions, and I'm talking about medical doctors and chiropractors and dietitians and nutritionists. When we went to ChatGPT and we went to Grok and asked them, are there any influencers on social media with any peer-reviewed studies? And they said the major influences on about major weight loss and health influences have no peer-reviewed trials to back up their claims. Instead, they're all about opinions, anecdotal evidence, despite massive followings. Instead, they give advice based on borrowed interpretation of existing science, personal anecdotes, self-experiments, and hyper claims promoting unproven biohacks, diets, supplements without any peer-reviewed human trial studies. I'd love, again, M. Brown, I agree. So M. Brown, let me ask you a question. Before this podcast right now, this goes for all of you. Before this podcast, your choice was to rely on people on social media giving you opinions, no facts. Now you have the ability, because we're going to go over today, this is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So M. Brown or anybody else, if you think you're good with going with opinions, put a 1 in the chat. If you would rather go with medical proof, put a 2 in the chat. And again, that's one of the most important questions that I can ask you, because really before this podcast today, your choice was number 1. That was it. Because no one else, other than the pharmaceutical companies with their GLP-1s, medical proof, we're the only ones now with a natural alternative where you can literally lose as much weight in 4 days as 8 weeks of any diet. So M. Brown, let's talk about what the researchers did. Listen to me, everybody. There are no products to buy here. This is based on real food, and it's a natural detox. It is not a diet. And you can lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet any of you have been on. So the researchers, they said there had to be people somewhere in the world who weren't overweight, and they found other researchers who'd gone to these remote regions in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, and these people there, nobody was overweight. And the secret, it was so simple. The secret, these people ate foods with really high levels of nutrition, therefore they ate less food. Because see, one thing I'm going to teach you, you've never ever been hungry in your life for a calorie. Calorie counting is the dumbest thing we ever did. Even Harvard Medical School says, stop counting calories. This is what Harvard Medical School said about calorie counting. The idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not only antiquated, it's just wrong, says Fatima Stanford, obesity specialist, Harvard Medical School. She said, we've been taught that losing weight is a matter of simple math. Cut calories 3,500, you lose a pound. But as it turns out, our experts are learning that this age-old strategy of counting calories is totally misguided. Why? Your body can't count a calorie. Miss Brown, M. Brown, no one knows, your body doesn't know what a calorie is. So these researchers, they said, okay, if that's the secret, we can do this. I'm saying hi, Jess. So what they did, they found out, these researchers, they had found these foods in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, and they had them. So the researchers took 70%, so if you took your food budget for a month, because remember, you're buying food here, there are no products. There's no lotions, potions, pills, etc. It's based on food. Let me do it differently. You would get a grocery list from us. By the way, the coaching on this is free, everybody. It's free. But you'd get a grocery list, you take to your grocery store. But if you took a total food budget last month, only 30% of whatever you spent, you're going to spend at the grocery store. The other 70% of your money goes to these foods that literally come from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, that represent these huge amounts of nutrition. You can't buy these foods in any store anywhere. They come from the researchers who physically went to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to bring these foods back. So the researchers combined 30% of the food from your grocery store, organic foods, proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables, with these exotic foods around the world that the researchers call the world's most perfect meals from foods from a nutritional standpoint. They have over 300 nutrients. You heard me, not 30 nutrients, 300. So unless you're on a prescription for low iron or calcium, you don't need any supplements at all. Okay, so now they had the food. Well, now they had to figure out a new way for her to eat based on nutrition. So 5 days a week, you would have 4 meals a day. You heard me. You start with the Wilson's Perfect Food for breakfast, lunch from the grocery, dinner from the grocery, and a 4th meal after dinner from the Wilson's Perfect Foods. Then 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods around the world. But this time, you're going to eat 8 times a day, and it's a detox. I should have asked you all the question, M. Brown and everybody else. Do you believe we're living in a toxic world? Do you believe you're toxic? Because what we know, there's not up for debate. We're drinking, breathing, eating chemicals as they enter our body. The body takes that chemical and stuffs it inside our fat cells. And the bloating you experience, not because you got fatter, that's a lie. You have the same number of fat cells at puberty you do when you die, and your fat cells expand and contract in your lifetime. So any bloating you experience is your body telling you, warning you, you're storing chemicals inside your body. This protocol, after each of those 48 hours, they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved this was removing chemicals from the body. It's so powerful. Most women on this lose a whole dress size in 7 days, ladies. 7 days. And by the way, she and everybody else was not even allowed to exercise. They wore Fitbits to prove they didn't exercise. So can you imagine that? Can any of you even grasp that that's what's possible? And again, I think if you, excuse me, if you really are serious about losing weight, why are you following people on social media without a shred of medical evidence? You all are. Because I see people just, flying by here. This could change your life. Stop dieting. She ditched diets forever. And she lost 60 pounds in 90 days with a revolutionary natural detox using real food, no pills, no products, just a new way of eating. Now, maintenance was the other part of this. Maintenance is simple. Every morning you have the world's most perfect foods. I had this morning. I'm going to have lunch in a few hours, and I'll have dinner tonight. So now I'm on 3 meals a day. And then every 2 months, I do another 48-hour detox. Now, keep in mind, until you lose the weight, each week, 5 out of 7 days, you're going to have 4 meals a day. 2 days a week, on the detox days, you're going to eat 8 times a day. And the thing about it is, you can see it, she's kept it off for 9 years. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. So who else would like to ask a question? Stop dieting. She ditched diets forever. I'd love for anybody, M. Brown or anybody else, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, and your current weight. I'll show you, prove to you, you can lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet. So imagine, for example, if you could start today, which is Wednesday, right? So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, by Sunday morning, you will have lost as much weight that would take you to the middle of April. So in 4 days, you can lose as much weight as in 6 weeks or 42 days of dieting. Which one would you? And this is not a diet, everybody. It has nothing to do with counting calories. Mary Bateau, I said hi. Jesse Jolly, I said hello to you too. So again, who else would like to know? Okay, 5'4" female, M. Brown. And what's your current weight? I stop eating sugar, cold turkey. I feel, yeah, exactly. This, by the way, 665. This is not, it's not a diet. So don't think that. And I will promise you, most people report after 4 to 5 days on this 665, all their cravings are gone, gone, gone. So let me do M. Brown, and then I'm happy to do 665 if you want me to. So M. Brown, how much is your current weight? I need to know how much you weigh currently, and then I'll tell you how fast you can get there. Because I'll tell you, well, I'll give you a hint. At 5'4", a great weight for you is going to be about 115, but I need to know what your starting weight is, and then I'll be able to tell you how fast you can get down to 115. It's going to blow your mind. You'll think I'm making it up. You're going to think I'm lying, any of you. But I'm willing to do, when anybody wants it, whether it's 665, I just need to know you're male or female, how tall you are, and your current weight. I need your current weight. Okay, so user 665, and are you male or female? 665. Female, okay, good. All right, so I'm going to do, because I'm waiting for M. Brown to tell me, okay, M. Brown, you're 202. I promise 665, I'll do you next. So M. Brown was first. Okay, 202 M. Brown. Like I said, you want to be no more than 115. That's going to be 87 pounds. M. Brown, the first 4 days, you should lose. You're 202. You're going to lose between 7 and 10 pounds in the first 4 days. The first month, you're going to probably lose about 25 pounds. That's going to get you down to 177. The second month, it'll slow down a little bit. 157 after 2 months, 137 after 3 months, 137, 17. So your basic after 4 months, M. Brown, you should be very close to 115. Put in the chat how blown away you are by those numbers. Now let me do user 665. Female, 5'8", 238, very tall. A great weight for you is going to be about 140, 145. Let's go with 140. That's going to be, what, about 98 pounds? Yeah. Okay, user, in your case, you're going to probably lose 8 to 10 pounds in the first 4 days. The first month, you could lose as much as 30 pounds. I'm not kidding you. So let's go with that. First month, let's say you're going to be about 208, maybe 210. Second month, it'll slow down a little bit. Let's go with 210. You should be 190 after 2 months. 3 months, again, 2 months, so 190, 170. So I'm going to say within 4.5 to 5 months, you should be about 140, 145. Use the 665. Tell me how excited you are. Now, keep in mind, you're not on a diet. Keep in mind, you're detoxing. Keep in mind, you're going to gain, you'll lose a whole dress size in the first 7 days, typically with no exercise, and you're going to be able to keep it off. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. And we have a free website where you all can go to, okay? Miss Brown, comment. What do you think about that? Tell me about the numbers I just gave you. Come on, everybody, help me out here. I want to create excitement. We want engagement from the audience. Anybody else that would like a free medical website, or user 665, tell me, what do you think about those numbers? Sounds good, Miss Brown. How about you, user 665? Can you even believe those numbers? Oh, okay, I didn't get a chance to tell you this, Miss Brown and 665. We have people with no thyroids. Their thyroid's radiated out. We got goiter, we got Hashimoto's, we have hypothyroidism, we have women with PCOS, perimenopause, menopause, all massive improvement in symptoms. But imagine with no thyroid, losing weight, tremendous amounts of weight safely. Well, think about it. Your thyroid is a filter. This is a detox. So obviously, by detoxing, through this helps to make up for the fact that people don't have a thyroid. Now, if you have thyroid issues and you're on Synthroid or Armour, again, in many cases, you're going to be able to reduce your medication with the help of your doctor. We're not treating, curing, diagnosing, or preventing medical conditions. But 665 or M. Brown, how excited are you about the prospect? And no, keto is one of the most worst diets you could ever do in your life. Let me explain it to you here in just a moment. You're being lied to about that as well. Keto is a bunch of nonsense, and I'm going to tell you how bad it is for you to do keto. Hold it just a second. So there's the website, 665, sorry. Okay, let me read to you about the keto diet. Here's a big medical journal on the keto diet, 665. An 8-week diet, 8-week keto diet. On the keto diet, the participants, the weight they lost, 25 to 40% was lean muscle mass, and keto diets increase the risk of osteoporosis in obese individuals. Did you hear what I just said, 665? They're right here in the study. Increasing the risk of osteoporosis in obese individuals, and you want to do keto diet? It doesn't work. It's a scam. All these diets are scams. None of them work. And when you look at the medical proof, it's pitiful, the kind of weight loss you're losing. My God, here's the Journal of the American Medical Association, 665 M. Brown, comparison of weight loss among named diet programs. They looked at 48 different trials, 7,286 people in a year. And keto was part of it. The most amount of weight loss anybody lost in an entire year, ladies, was 16 pounds in a year. And they said 25 to 40% of what people lost on any diet was lean muscle mass. Keto, forget these diets, none of them work. You're being so misled, and I'm being kind. Again, I want to ask you, 665, are you aware of anybody on social media with one shred of medical evidence? Please give me a yes or no, 665. Who would it be? A yes or a no? No, okay. So 665, hopefully I'm gaining your trust. You understand that I'm only sharing with you what's in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. This is real, it's safe. It's going to make every diet obsolete. It's in journals like the Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, Nutrition Journal, Nutrients Journal, Frontiers in Nutrition, and Nature Communications, which is one of the top medical journals in the world. But listen to this study in Nature. It was about the stomach. The gut had nothing to do with weight loss. And people with Crohn's, colitis, irritable bowel, acid reflux, leaky gut, massive improvement in just 30 days, let alone in 8 weeks. Many of them, almost all their symptoms were gone. And those aren't opinions on my part. Hello, Edel. Is it Edel Trod? I don't want to mispronounce your name. I'm sure that I will, but I see you over there. So 665. So in 665, here's the thing, 665. Before this podcast today, your only option was to follow these people with they're giving you opinions, right? So if you're okay with an opinion, put a 1 in the chat versus a 2 if you think, no, I want to go with medical proof. This is the first medical proof other than the drug companies with their GLP-1s, and we'll talk about that in a moment, about how effective or ineffective they actually are. Okay, you got it? So use a 665. Would you choose a 1 based on opinions, or would you choose a 2 based on medical science? Which one would you want to do to turn your life around? Also, remember, you're going to maintain your weight. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. This is not a diet, it's a detox. And hopefully you all believe we're living in a toxic world. And I just posted the website for all of you at the bottom. Hold on. It's right there, The New Health Conversation. Screenshot it. If you go to that website, we're not going to contact you. We don't do that. We're scientists. But if you like what you see, you get to scroll down, free consultation, and free coaching the whole time. How much is the consultation? 0. How much is the coaching? 0. What do you buy from us? Nothing. There's no products. There's no pills, lotions. It's a detox based on food. 30% of the food you're going to buy at your grocery store, you're going to get a grocery list from our coaches. Develop that list from the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the entire world. The other 70% of the food you can't buy in any grocery store, any of you. It comes from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, representing these huge amounts of nutrition in small amounts of food. And then you're going to have a new way of eating until you lose your weight 5 days a week. Listen to this. You're going to have 4 meals a day, starting breakfast, the world's most perfect foods. Now, for the new people on here, why are they calling them the world's most perfect foods? Because those foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand represent about 300 different nutrients. So only 30% of the food you're buying from your grocery store are organic, because our food around the world is becoming almost nutritionally bankrupt. This would never work with they tried it. The missing ingredient was these foods from these areas where no one's overweight. And a lot of you've heard of blue zones where some of these people live to be 100, or a lot of them do. This is going to change everything. This makes every diet obsolete. Gifted children, 56180. Great. You want to go to the website. You can see it right there above your name, The New Health Conversation, and you get a free coach, Gifted Children. Have you been listening, Gifted Children, to what I've been explaining? This is not a diet. This is a detox. And Gifted Children, if you'll put in the chat for me, what's your current height? Oh, 56180. Sorry. I'm assuming you're female. Okay, if you're 5'6", a great weight for you is going to be about 130. That's 50 pounds. You're going to lose, gifted child, you're going to lose, in the first 4 days, you're going to lose 6 to 8 pounds. The first month, minimum 20 pounds. So gifted children, after 1 month, you should be 160. After 2 months, basically, you're going to be at your goal weight in 2.5 months. You'll be about 130, 135 in 2.5 months. Gifted, put in the chat for me how excited you are about those numbers. And you remember, you go to the New Health Conversation, you get a free coach, free consultation, and they'll give you a food list you take to your grocery store. You buy nothing from us. We have no products to sell you. We're scientists. The other 70% of the food comes from other researchers who went to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find these foods with huge amounts of nutrition and small amounts of food. Does everyone understand this? M. Brown, M. Brown, let me explain it to you again. You're eating food. 30% of the food you're going to buy at your grocery store. Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. The other foods they're foods from these other areas in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America. They're foods, but they're loaded with nutrition. That's the difference. Does that make sense, M. Brown? Tell me yes or no in the chat. And 665, do you understand how this works? So Pariah, fully blessed, user 828 or 824. M. Brown, yes, good. And M. Brown, are you clear? If all of you, here's the website. I'm typing it in. I'm typing it in for you. It's called The New Health Conversation. Hold on. Yeah, M. Brown, go to the website. There it is right there. Now, any of you, don't do at The New Health Conversation. Why? Because that's my TikTok site. I got 1,500 videos, but there's no medical proof and you can't get a coach. So M. Brown, I just want to make sure that's where you're going to go, not at, just the New Health Conversation. Does everybody see that? Does everybody get it? Okay. And then 865, are you good? Do you understand? Okay, so gifted. So gifted children. So gifted children, what do you think about those numbers? What do you think about you being in, basically being at your goal weight in 3.5 months maximum? What do you think about that? How excited would you be? Actually, not 3.5, 2.5, about 2.5 months, about 10 weeks, you should be at your goal. So again, I want a reaction. Gifted children, put something in the chat. Let me know you're excited about this. Any of you, I will do it for anybody. If you tell me you're male or female, how tall you are, and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Yes or no? So who else would like to have me do an analysis for him? I said hi to Priya, fully blessed, user 824. M. Brown's already going to the website. Great. Who else would like to know about how they could change their life? You're going to lose on this in 4 days what would take you six weeks on any diet. We got 5,100 likes already, and we've only been on 27 minutes. So let's go. Let's get some more taps on the screen. Get some more taps. Who else would like to know how much weight they can lose, how fast, and keep it off for the rest of your lives? And Andrews said hi. Hello, I'm saying hi to you. Gifted children, I need help. I just told you. Did you not hear me, Gifted? I just went through did you not hear me, Gifted? I went through your numbers with you. 5'6", 180. I said first 4 days, you're going to lose 6 to 8 pounds. First month, at least 20 pounds. 160 after 1 month, 140 after 2 months, you should be about 130. 2.5 months, 10 weeks, you should be at 135, 130. I went over it with you, Gifted. Did you not hear me explain it to you? Give me a yes or no. And you're going to get free coaching if you go to that website. I'll put the website up again for all of you on the New Health Conversation. And that website is free to go to, Gifted Children. There's nothing, we're not going to contact you. You contact us. If you go there and like what you see, you scroll down and you get to see, you get a free coach and free consultation. Oh, you had Wi-Fi fluctuations. So now do you know? So imagine in 2.5 months. So that would be 2.5 months would be like early May, middle of May, you should be at 130, 135. Tell me how excited you are about those numbers, Gifted Children. Who else? Good morning. How can I get started? Delano's Enterprises. Okay, here's how you get started. And give me a yes if you can see this. All right, and look, you're one-on-one with me right now, Dino Lee's Enterprises. Okay, great. And anybody else, I'm willing to do it for you. Okay, so the first thing that I need to know from you, Dino Lee's, if you'd like, if you tell me, obviously you're female, how tall you are and your current weight, and I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight, and then I'm going to explain to you, it's not a diet. There are no products to buy. You're going to do it with food and a new way of eating. There's no, they didn't even exercise. You can exercise if you want to, if that makes sense. So Gifted, are you excited about the prospect to change your life around? So again, if you'll do that for me, or any of you that want to know, if you'll tell me, are you male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight. And Dinelli's, this is the only protocol anywhere on any social media platform that's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. It's completely safe, it's real, it's in the Obesity Journal, it's in Frontiers in Physiology, it's in the Nutrition Journal, in Nutrients Journal, Frontiers in Nutrition, Nature Communications, which is one of the top medical journals in the world. It's going to make every diet obsolete. Well, let me ask you something. If you can lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet, aren't you curious? Don't you want to find out about it? And if you go to the website, all of you, I promise we will not contact you. We don't do that. If you like what you see, scroll all the way down. It says free consultation. How much is the consultation? $0. How much is the coaching? $0. What do you buy from us? Nothing. Are there any products to buy? No. You're buying food, and you're going to learn a new way of eating that we teach you. In addition, the researchers for her gave her this. It's called the Blueprint for Success. And each one of these yellows here are daily videos from the scientists who created this. What's cool, they have no products. They have no company. They're scientists. And they spent 40 years to find the secret to weight loss, and they found it in these faraway regions in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, where nobody's overweight and people live to be 100. Don't you want to kind of know what they're doing? And they're not on diets. They don't even understand the concept. And they're not counting calories. This will change your life. Give yourself the freedom to go and take a look at the medical proof. There's nothing on that website to buy. The only thing there is the medical proof. Is that not good enough for you? Oh, sorry, Denise, I lost my mind. 5'3", 157. Okay. I want everyone to pay attention to what I'm going to tell her right now. Denise, 5'3". Okay. At 5'3", a great weight for you is going to be about 115. That's going to be 42 pounds. Get ready, Denise. First 4 days, 5 to 7 pounds. First month, minimum 20 pounds. So 137 after 1 month. So 137. 2 months, even if it slows down a little bit, I'd say 122. So effectively, I'd say no more than 10 weeks, you're going to be at 115. Dean Lee's, put in the chat. I know you can't even believe it, but you have to understand. Look, I'm going to show you right now. Here's Kristen. She had 30 pounds to lose. She lost 21 pounds in 30 days. Look at that. Denley, 30 pounds. She only had 30 to lose. And I want you to lose about, what did I say, 42 pounds. And I'm giving you more than 2 months because I'm giving you super conservative numbers. Do I think you can do it in 2 months or less? Yes, but I would rather under promise. Are you mad at me, Denley, if it takes you 2.5 months to get down to down to 115? Would that make you mad at me? I hope not. Look, all of you, this is real. Denley, let me ask you a question. Are you where? Good. Well, here's where you go to. It's not a matter of willing to do it. It's going to work for you, and you get free coaching, and the only thing you're buying is food. And I should also tell you, all of you, listen to this. So the way this is going to work, and I need to explain it to you, Denley, I understand. It was invented by the top weight loss researchers in the world who were paid for 40 years to analyze diets. They never found a diet in 40 years that worked. 2/3 of everybody gained all their weight back, and the weight people lost on any diet, including any of you, is lean muscle mass. So what they did, they found these other researchers who'd gone and found these foods in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, and none of these people were overweight because they simply had food with really high levels of nutrition. They ate less food. So they put together a grocery list, Denley and you, everybody. The only thing you're buying anybody in this is food. You get a grocery list, 30% of what you're going to eat comes from your grocery store, and the list is proteins, fats, carbs, fruits and vegetables. The other foods don't come from any grocery store anywhere in the world. They literally come from these sources in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, representing these huge amounts of nutrition that the researchers call these foods the world's most perfect foods from a nutritional standpoint because they have over 300 nutrients. So unless you're on a prescription for low iron or calcium, you don't need any other food at all, okay? You got it, everybody? Then what they did is invented a new way of eating that you'd learn until you lose weight. 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day. You're going to start with the world's most perfect foods for breakfast, lunch and dinner from your grocery list, and a fourth meal, the world's most perfect foods. Yes, you heard me, 4 meals a day. Trust me, we know what we're doing. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these foods around the world. This time, she ate 8 times a day, and she was able to detox. One thing I didn't tell you, Denley, or anybody else, do you all believe we're living in a toxic world? And do you believe you're toxic? Because what we know medically, we're drinking, we're breathing, we're eating chemicals as they enter our body. The body, to protect us, takes the chemicals, stuffs it in our visceral fat. That's why you all experience bloating. It's not you didn't add any fat to your body. That's a lie. You have the same number of fat cells at puberty you have when you die, give or take a few, and your fat cells expand or contract. So any of these people trying to tell you can burn fat on a diet, or worse, burn fat at a gym, it's just a lie. It's not true. On this, she gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. They all did. And then if you look at someone like, where is she? Where's Julie? Did I not go down far enough? Well, let me just show you Eric, for example. How about 45 pounds in 30 days? And look at his blood work. Triglycerides in half, bad cholesterol in half, blood pressure 134/91 dropped to 102/61. But this one's even more amazing. A 65-year-old diabetic man, 40 pounds in a month. In a month, everybody, in a month. There's nothing on planet Earth like this. And the difference is this is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Izzy, you just came on. Lizzie Gravy, you just came on. Did you get a chance to hear me? Hello, Amanda, I'm saying hello to you. But Lizzie, did you get a chance to hear me walk through? It's based on food. Sure willing to do it. Dinelys. And you understand, Dinelys, for all of you, here's the free website to go to. The New Health sorry. And I'd like to ask any of you, is anyone aware of anybody on social media, just give me a yes or a no, that has one shred of medical evidence of the influences that you're all following on all these diets? Can anybody tell me, give me a yes or no? Yes, Dinelly, go to the website. Hello, Amanda, I said hello to you. So Lizzie, I want to make sure, I'm happy to, I'll go through the whole thing for you. I just want to know, did you hear the explanation? It's based on food and a new way of eating. It was developed by the top weight loss researchers in the world. After 40 years of analyzing diets, they never found a diet that worked, and found people, they didn't, other people found these people in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, where nobody was overweight. And the principles were based on food and a new way of eating, where these foods from these areas had huge amounts of nutrition, to the point where those foods contain about 300 different nutrients. So unless you're on a prescription for low iron or calcium, you need no supplements at all. Then they invented a new way of eating. So the total was this. If you took your, imagine you have no food in your house. 30% of whatever you spent last month, you'll get a grocery list from our coaches that was developed by the top weight loss researchers in the world. It contains proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables, but only based on serving sizes, and you're going to only buy 30% or less of what you spent last month. The other 70% of the food you can't buy in any grocery store. It comes from around the world. It comes from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, representing huge amounts of nutrition and small amounts of food. Then they developed a completely new way of eating, okay? And that way of eating, 5 days a week until she lost her weight, she had, 4 meals a day. She started with the World's Most Perfect Foods for breakfast, lunch and dinner from the grocery store, and a fourth meal after dinner from the World's Most Perfect Foods. 2 days a week, and here's the detox. No food from the grocery store at all, only these World's Most Perfect Foods. And this time, she ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half to 2 hours. The diabetics on this, no one had insulin spikes. There were no problems with diabetics. People who weighed 500 pounds weren't hungry. If I can teach you anything, Lizzie and everybody else, you've never in your life ever been hungry for a calorie. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. It's never counted a calorie. This whole nonsense about calorie deficit to lose weight is hogwash. There's nothing behind it. And again, I'm asking any of you, whether it's Amanda or Lizzie or anybody, can you tell me just a yes or no? Are you aware of anybody on social media with one shred of medical evidence? We can't find anybody. The only people with medical evidence are the pharmaceutical companies, and now this protocol, which is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So Lizzie, does that help? But Lizzie, you also can go to the website. It's free to go there, and the only thing on there is the medical proof, including an interview with the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world, who he and his team developed this. They have no products, they have no company. It's based on food and a new way of eating. And there it is. You can all see it in the Adina. It's right under your name. So does everybody see that? So Lizzie, if you're still here, did that make sense? I know I went over it quickly, but you have the opportunity to go to the website. We won't even contact you. Scroll down, you get a free coach, and they'll go over everything with you. They've all done it. They've been trained. They're going to help you for free. The coaching's free. The only thing you're buying is food. But I'm going to tell you right now, you can lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet. I'll prove it to anybody that wants to put in the chat. If you'll tell me, are you male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Who would like to know? Hello, Queen Watch. Who else would like to know? Oh, shared live, encourage more. Thank you very much, Dinelys. That's really nice of you. Who else would like to know? I don't know why you're all afraid to find out, in a good way, the real truth about the end of diets are done. Stop dieting. She ditched diets forever, lost 60 pounds in 90 days with a revolutionary natural detox using real food, no pills, no products, just a new way of eating. So who else would like to know? Anybody else? You're more than welcome to go to the website. I'm going to put it down at the bottom again. You can screenshot it. It's called the New Health, Conversation. I just posted it. I think, yeah, it's right there, the New Health Conversation at the very bottom. I know this sounds too good to be true, but again, I want you to all understand that this is for real. This is not a joke. This is medical science. Thank you for sharing information in a short space of time. I have to go, but no, I will follow up. Great, Dinley, you won't be sorry. And you do understand, Dinley, the coaching's free. Everybody, the coaching is free. And the only thing you're buying, Dinley, is food, okay? And for the rest of you, who else would like to ask me a question? Or again, simpler, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, and your current weight, I'll tell you, you can lose as much weight on this in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet you've ever been on. You'll lose about as much weight in a month as a year on any diet, and you'll be able to maintain it and keep it off. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. So who else would like to know? And again, any of my other friends on other platforms, here's the website. I'm typing it in the very bottom. It's called The New Health. And if you go there, I promise any of you at the New Health Conversation, we will not contact you. We don't do that. What did I do wrong? Nothing. Hopefully it'll post here any second. You'll see it. The New Health Conversation. You hopefully can all see that. Okay, who else would like to know? If you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Obviously, there's a bunch of people that came on and jumped off before you even know what you could be doing, because you could be doing a lot more than what you are doing. Anybody else like to know? If you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight. Hello, Pat Watson. I'm saying hello to you. All I know is this. I've been a nutritional researcher for 23 years. I've written 4 best-selling books. I appeared 20 times on PBS, and I did over 1,500 live lectures around the world in universities and hospitals. They even flew me to China. I also was a keynote speaker at Autism One in Chicago 2 years in a row, one of the biggest autism conferences in the entire world. I know a little bit, but it's not my research. That's the point. I'm not giving you opinions. I don't give people opinions. I give them medical facts and medical knowledge and medical gifted children. I'm looking forward to going to the website. Good, good. And any of you that do go to the website today, you'll get contacted typically within 24 hours. The coaching is free. They're going to call you, text you, FaceTime, Zoom, whatever you need to do. They're all committed to help all of you. May, hello. Is it Manti? Yeah, Manti joined. Hello. So again, I'm offering to anybody that would like to know, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, we'll give you a free consultation as to how quick. Well, basically, you're going to lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet. Who else would like to know? We've had a number of people that have come on and said they'd like to know about how much weight they can lose, how fast. And again, it's not a diet. You're not on a diet. Oh, good. I just checked the website. She's saying, gave me a thumbs up. I think that's a thumbs up, isn't it? So you liked what you saw. And will you tell everybody, Gifted, there's nothing to buy on that website. The only thing there is the medical proof. Will you put in the chat for everybody? So who else would like to know how fast you can lose weight on this? Anybody? No? Okay, well, let's see, it's 7:41, yeah. I'm going to go about another 10 or 15 minutes, so if anybody else would like to, if you slap, hello, yes. Slap, are you saying that you want to know, I'm willing to do a free consultation for you. Obviously, you're male, how tall are you, what your current weight is, and I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. It'll make your head explode. You're going to think I'm lying to you. I'm a nutritional researcher for 23 years. We have a free medical website that you can go to at any time. Lady Boss, hello. Okay, hold on, everybody. Hold on. Here's the website that any of you can go to at any moment. And what's there is just the medical proof. There's nothing to buy. We don't have any products. But if you like what you see, you scroll down, you get a free coach, and you get a free consultation. How much is the consultation? $0. How much is the coaching? Long-term, $0. We get you to goals and teach you how to stay there. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. So again, slap, if you want to tell me about how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how much weight you can lose, how fast. Again, you're going to lose about as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet you've been on, and you're going to keep it off. Look, I lost 8 pounds in 4 days, 12 pounds in 9 days, 20 pounds in 18 days, 30 pounds in a month, 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept the 40 pounds off now for 23 years. And I went from a 42-inch waist to a 34-inch waist in 14 days, and I'm still a 34-inch waist 23 years later. There's nothing like this on the planet, and the main reason to do it is to detox. It is not a diet. It says right there, stop dieting. She ditched diets forever, dropped 60 pounds in 90 days with a revolutionary natural detox using real food, no pills, no products, just a new way of eating. So would anybody else like to know how you could do this? Oh, you signed in, gifted children. Good. Okay. So again, Slip Slap, would you like to know? I'm not picking on you. I'm here to support you and help you if that's what you want. If not, you can certainly go to the website, and there's an interview with the #1 weight loss nutrition researcher in the world. He and his team created this. They have no products. They have no company. There are no products to buy. It's based on food and a new way of eating. So who would like to know how this works? Somebody give me a yes in the chat. And we're at 5,200 likes. If you like the content you're hearing, everybody, just tap on the screen and hearts will come up. Just makes me feel better that I'm making a difference for the people that are on my podcast. We try and do at least 4 of these a day, sometimes 5. We're reaching, even if it's 3 or 4 or 10 people at a time, cumulative, it's really starting to add up. So we'd love to be able to help anybody who wants to know. Hello, Lady Boss. Mary 0009, hello, welcome. Colin Patrick, hello. My best wish for any of you is you'd stay long enough to at least figure out how did she lose 60 pounds in 90 days, and it's not a diet, and she's kept it off for 9 years, and it's a detox. See, what I don't think most of you appreciate is we're living in a toxic world, and we're all toxic. As a matter of fact, here's a new medical syndrome you all probably aren't familiar with called the TDOS syndrome. The T is for toxicity, the D is for nutritional deficiency, the O is for being overweight, the S is for stress. It's a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent Office. It was discovered by this researcher, Peter Greenlaw. Well, everybody, that's me. So I discovered a medical syndrome that everybody in the world has. Maybe you want to listen to what I'm going to share with you. I'm not giving you opinions. I'm giving you medical facts or medical proof published in some of the biggest medical journals in the world that I'm holding here in my hand. And again, you're all in a position where you could change everything about your life in a really short period of time, if that's what you want to do. I'll show you some results that are they're beyond comprehension. This is a 65-year-old diabetic man, 40 pounds in a month. That's not the good part of his story. Look at his A1C, went from 8.4 to 6.4, triglycerides, 242 to 124. And then if we look at this guy, Ken, how about 34 pounds in 29 days? That's more than a pound a day. And then if we look at, here's a great example. This lady lost 100 pounds. She's kept it off for 13 years. The picture on the right was taken about 3 months ago. I was in Minneapolis, where she lives, to do a seminar for their group. And it's hard to believe it's the same person. But the key I want you to understand, she's kept it off for 13 years. And look at her. I mean, she's got guns. She looks fantastic. That's not body image, that's health. So the reason that she shrank so much is because this is not a diet. And it's based on the fact that you all can be in a position to really change your lives if that's what you want to do. And then if we look at Eric here, how about 45 pounds in a month? That's 1.5 pounds per day. Now, I'm not promising you will all do that, but if you do half of that, would anybody be unhappy with 20 pounds in a month? Let me show an example of that. This lady here only had 20 pounds to lose total. Where is she? I got to find her first. Where did Julie go? Huh, that's crazy. Well, you'll have to, this is the daughter of a friend of mine. She lost 60 pounds in 90 days. It's not a diet. So who else? Anybody, if you want to tell me, hello, Joan. Hello, Nurse May. Hello, Natalie. Hello, Fungi. Nurse May, if you're still on, you'll be impressed. This is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world for weight loss. It's the only protocol you're going to find anywhere on social media with one shred of medical evidence, other than the pharmaceutical companies and the GLP-1s. So again, you're a nurse. I think you'll appreciate the fact, here's a 65-year-old diabetic man. The weight loss is spectacular, but look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4 in 30 days. That's a 25% reduction in A1C. His triglycerides, he cut them basically in half in 30 days. No one was allowed to exercise, and you can look at his stomach on day 1 and look at his stomach on day 30 with no exercise. It's not a body image thing, it's the detox. We're all living in a toxic world. We're drinking, we're breathing, we're eating chemicals. As they enter our body, the body's taking the chemical and stuffing it inside our visceral fat, and those fat cells are expanding. So it's not about body image. You're not getting fatter. That's an impossibility. You have the same number of fat cells at puberty you have when you die, give or take a few, and your fat cells expand or contract. On this protocol, which through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, they proved this is assisting his body in removing chemicals. There are no products. You're not taking some pill or elixir that causes you to detox. That doesn't exist. If you follow any of that stuff on social media, buyer beware. They don't have a shred of medical evidence. They got slick marketing. Marketing is not medical facts. Medical facts are established in peer-reviewed human trial studies. Period. End of the story. Not up for debate. So if the nurse is still on, she can comment on that, that you would, I hope, support me in saying that a peer-reviewed study is the end of the line, and not one diet person, be they a medical doctor, a chiropractor, a dietitian, nutritionist, we can't find anybody on social media with one shred of medical evidence, except this. And this blows away even, and we're not even against the shots. We're going to show all of you the medical studies on the shots. How much weight are you really losing on the shots? So again, would anybody like to ask me a question, or I'm happy to do before I explain to you how this works? If you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, and I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Would anybody like to know? All right, we'll go back to the beginning. Okay, so how did she lose 60 pounds in 90 days not being on a diet? Here's how. The researchers who created this are rated the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They had done over 40 years, 100 studies. They were paid to analyze diets. They never found a diet that worked. And 2/3 of everybody on every diet gained more weight than they lost, because 25 to 40% of what people are losing on any diet is lean muscle mass, which is one of the most unhealthy things you could ever do. Number one, it slows down your metabolism. You gain the weight back. You think that's the worst part. It's not. By losing lean muscle mass, you absolutely diminish the effectiveness of your own immune system. And just in the last 2 weeks, they came out with a big study. The loss of lean muscle mass in older people is a major contributing factor to dementia. Other than that, it's great. So the diet you're on, the weight you're losing, is actually making you unhealthy. It's not an opinion on my part. That's the medical proof. Now, in major studies, like Medicare just did a big study on diets. They're trying to bring healthcare costs down, right? Did you know that obesity, for example, leads to over 40 known diseases according to Harvard Medical School? So it's not about body image. It's not about being overweight. It's about being unhealthy. And so the Medicare was trying to bring healthcare costs down. The title of this study, Medicare Search for Effective Obesity Treatments, Diets Are Not the Answer. Our researchers at Medicare looked at the long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether any diet is an effective treatment for obesity. The study showed that 2/3 of all dieters on every diet gained more weight than they lost. That's all of you. So 2/3 of you, whatever diet you're on right now, you're going to gain. Now, you can get mad at me. People do all the time. But the research, the research doesn't care. The research is the research. How many of you would like, can you imagine? You can lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet. I'll prove it to you. I just need to know if you're male or female, how tall you are, and what your current weight is. And I'll show you how fast you can lose weight on this. Who would like to know? Hello, Joseph. Hello, Janet. Hello, spiderwoman1 gmail.com. Hello. So who else would like to, anybody else like to chime in? Ask me a question. Are you skeptical because you've never seen anything like this? Is that why you're maybe skeptical, or why you're not? I'm willing to tell you. If you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you, you're going to lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet. You'll lose about as much weight in a month as a year on any diet, and you're able to keep it off. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. Shouldn't that excite you? Doesn't that make you curious? Doesn't that make you interested in this protocol? So again, who else would like to know, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight. Hello, Natalie. I think that's Natalie in Natalie in __. I see you there. Hello. Well, let's talk about what she did. It's a detox. It's not a diet. It was invented created by the top weight loss researchers in the world who were paid for 40 years to analyze diets. They never found a diet that worked. So they found other researchers who'd gone to these faraway regions in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, and they found people, no one was overweight. And they had a secret. It's so simple. The people in those regions simply ingested food with huge amounts of nutrition. So they ate less food. I know that sounds too simple. It's not. It's a little more complicated than that. So the researchers, the people who created this, came back and put a food list together, but you're limited to only 30% of the food you would buy organic from your grocery store. Now, why are they doing that? Why? Because food around the world is becoming all but nutritionally bankrupt. So they eliminated you they only want you to eat 30% of the food from your grocery store. The other 70% that she ate comes from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, that the researchers call the world's most perfect foods from a nutritional standpoint, which is the only thing everybody cares about. And those foods have about 300 different nutrients. 300. Are you with me, everybody? And so unless you're on a prescription for low iron or calcium, you don't need any supplements at all. So based on this new model, based on nutrition, they let her have 4 meals a day, starting breakfast, the world's most perfect lunch and dinner from the grocery store list, and a 4th meal after dinner, the world's most perfect foods. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store. This time she ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half for 2 hours. And she detoxed. Now, why is that important? Because we know, all of us, maybe you don't believe this. If you don't, you're on the wrong podcast. But we're drinking, breathing, eating chemicals as they enter our body. The body takes the chemical, stuffs it inside our fat cells, our visceral fat's the fat around your organs, and those fat cells expand. Any bloating you experience is not because you got fatter. That is a lie. That's body image. We don't do that. This is medical proof the body's telling you by the bloating, you're storing chemicals in your fat cells, and those fat cells are the same ones you had at puberty, you'll have throughout your lifetime, and they expand or contract. You can see there how much she shrank. A lot of people accuse us, oh, it's a different woman. No, it's the daughter of a friend of mine. We're scientists. We don't have to change anything. And we're the only ones. What I want you to understand, we're the only ones. This is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world that deal with weight loss and health in the whole damn world. And you're believing people on TikTok or social media without one shred of medical evidence. I'll challenge anyone. Please tell me, any of you, whether it's Irene or Natalie or Layla or still, put in the chat a yes or no. Are you aware of anybody on social media with one shred of medical evidence? Please give me a yes or no. I love audience participation. I want to see if you're paying attention, you're actually listening. If you're not, that's okay too. I'm not here to convince you. I'm not here to sell you. You really want to change your life, or you want to keep screwing around on these diets and yo-yo, lose weight, and then you think it's a new diet. You lose weight, it all comes back. Nobody would be on this podcast right now, I don't believe. If you'd found a diet where you lost weight and kept it off, not one person would be on this podcast. But again, I'm asking any of you, just put it in the chat. Are you aware of anybody on social media with one shred of medical evidence as to the claims they're making about weight loss? We can't find any. We can't find anybody. And you're in a position now where you could change the rest of your life. Well, how excited would you be if 4 weeks from now you'd lost as much weight as in 6 weeks? It's almost March 1st, so let's use March 1st. Say you could start March 1st. By the middle of April, you're going to, it takes you 42 days to lose as much weight as you would by March. If it started on March 4th, by March 5th, you would have lost as much weight as in 6 weeks of any diet. Aren't you interested in that, or you think I'm lying or making it up? I'm not making up anything. We have the medical proof to back it all up. So who else would like to know? Hello, I think that's Irene, Marlene, Tamara, Kathy, Catherine Mitchell. I think that was Mitchell. I'm saying hi to everybody. Hello, Tamara. Hello, Catherine. Are you curious? Does anybody want to know how she lost 60 pounds in 90 days? Or am I just talking to myself? And we're stuck at 5,200 likes. Come on, if you like the content, tap on the screen, everybody. Let's get those likes going. Let's get those likes way up there. Who else would like to know about how much weight you could lose, how fast on this? Ice joined. Hello, Ice. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go about 3 or 4 more minutes. First of all, let me give you a quick overview of what this is, and then I'll do a couple of evaluations if you want. I'll tell you how much weight you can expect to lose on this in 4 days. That would take you 6 weeks of dieting. How much weight you can lose in a month that would take a year on diets. So anyway, this was invented by the top weight loss researchers in the world. It is not a diet. There are no products to buy. It's based on food. These researchers were paid for 40 years to analyze diets. They never found a diet where people lost weight and kept it off. So they said there have to be people somewhere in the world who aren't overweight. And they found other researchers who found people in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, no one was overweight. And the reason is too simple. See, food, the only reason you eat food is not for calories. The only reason you eat food is not for food. The only reason you eat food is for what's in the food, nutrition. And the brain calculates how much nutrition you need on a daily basis to run all your organs, your brain, your heart, your kidney. It doesn't run on calories. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. I know all of you are counting calories on diets. It's a total waste of time. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. So this whole nonsense about calorie deficit to lose weight is just a made up. It's not real. A calorie, it's a measurement in a laboratory. Your body can't count calories. But what your body does care about is nutrition. So anyway, the researchers, in combination with these other researchers, the researchers who'd gone to these regions brought these foods back from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, with these huge amounts of nutrition that these new researchers call the world's most perfect foods. When they analyzed them from a nutritional standpoint, they figured they contain about 300 different nutrients. Remember, your body only cares about how much nutrition you're getting, not how much food you're getting. I hope that makes sense to everybody. So the researchers who created this, put it together, put a grocery list together. Only, if you imagine you have no food in your house, take 30% of the dollars you spent last month total, and you go to your grocery store with a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables, and that's only 30% of what you spent. 70% of the money you have left goes to these other researchers and these foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, representing these huge amounts of nutrition in small amounts of food. That's what makes this work. Then they invented a new way of eating called protein pacing. You actually can look it up. It's on the, you can actually look it up on Google. It's a registered trademark by the US Patent Office, and you'll find that it is completely safe. And it's also what's published in 10 of these big, huge medical journals. So what they did is 5 days a week, they let her have 4 meals a day. She started with the Wilson's Perfect Foods for breakfast, lunch and dinner from the grocery, and a 4th meal. Yeah, 4 meals a day, ending with the Wilson's Perfect Foods. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these foods from around the world. This time, she ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half for 2 hours. Now, don't panic. If you decide to do it, you can scroll down on a website, you get a free consultation and a free coach, and you also get a guide called the Blueprint for Success, which is what she followed that the researchers put together. Each one of these yellows are daily videos from the researchers explaining to you exactly what you're doing, why you're doing it, and why it's safe. Does that make sense, everybody? So again, coaching is really important, but it's free, okay? So the researchers did the most extensive medical research that's ever been done in history. Let me back up for just a moment. Do you all believe we're living in a toxic world? And do you believe you're toxic? Because all of us, including me, are drinking, eating, breathing chemicals. There's a new medical syndrome. It's called the TDOS syndrome, recognized by the US Patent Office. The T is for the toxic chemicals we're storing in our body, driven by the nutritional deficiency of our food, overweight, and stress, discovered by this researcher, Peter Greenlaw. That's me, everybody. So I discovered a medical syndrome that everybody in the world has. I'm not trying to impress you, but I want to press upon you. This protocol through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis is helping her body remove chemicals from her body. And that's why she shrank so much and has been able to keep the weight off for 9 years by doing maintenance. What's maintenance? World's most perfect food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Every 2 months, do another 48-hour detox until you lose your weight. So for 40 days, for 7 weeks, 5 days a week, I had 4 meals a day, and 2 days a week, I had 8 meals a day, and I lost the weight, 40 pounds in 7 weeks. I've kept it off for 23 years. So that's the overview of what's involved. Now, before I go, I want to give people an opportunity, a chance. If you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, and your current weight, I'll blow your mind at how fast you can lose weight on this. And remember, it's not a diet. There's no products. There's no lotions, potions, pills. It's based on food and a new way of eating. It couldn't be simpler. But how do you do it? Where do you get the foods? That's where our coaches come in. We sell you nothing. We have nothing to sell. Again, sensors, we have no products, okay? So who else, before I close this out, would like to know if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight? I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight. I'll wait, I'll wait a minute or two to see if anybody wants an evaluation. If you don't, then I wish you well, and I hope you will go to the website. I'm going to put it in the chat one more time at the bottom, the free medical website you all can go to. It's called The New Health Conversation. I just typed it in the bottom for all of you to see it. It's right there, The New Health Conversation, and you can all go there or not. But I'll promise you this, if you go to the website, we will not contact you. On my kids' lives, my grandkids' lives, we're not going to contact you. The only way we'll contact you is if you contact us by scrolling down, free consultation and a free coach. Another thing I should tell all of you, which is even better. On the website, if you go there and get a coach, it'll say 100% money back guarantee, but I need to clarify that. The 30% of the food you're going to buy from your grocery store for the month, if this doesn't work, they're not going to give your money back. But the other 70% of the money you're spending from these exotic foods, from these other researchers, if it doesn't work, 100% money back guarantee on 70% of what you're consuming. We don't have anything to do with that. You don't get a refund from us because we didn't sell you anything in the first place. So you tell me anything else like this on the planet. Why wouldn't you want to know? Why wouldn't you at least go to the website and look at the medical proof, including an interview with the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the entire world? So would anybody like, before I close this out, if you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you in 4 days, you're going to lose the kind of weight that would take you 6 weeks on any diet. 6 weeks. Would anybody like to know? Okay, I guess not. All right, well, I wish you all well. I hope you will go to the website, see the medical proof, and get a free coach. Thank you very, very much, everybody. And I normally do four podcasts a day, so now it's about 10 on the East Coast. So I would say I'd do probably 11:30-ish, my next live Eastern Standard Time today. All right, everybody? Thanks so much for listening.